Hi everyone, my name is Joshua Jensen, and I'm here to talk to you today about cloud technology. This is the topic I selected for our research paper in Management Information Systems, and this presentation is an overview of the research paper. When I first started looking at cloud technology, my first thought went to what is cloud technology? I wanted to search for a definition. And so with that, I found several different definitions in the literature regarding cloud technology, but there's one that I came across that seemed to read well to me, and so I went with that. And this definition is what guided my research paper. Griffiths says that in the simplest terms, cloud computing means storing, accessing data, and programs over the internet instead of your computer's hard drive. So again, this is the definition I use to guide my research. When I started this research, I wondered, how long has cloud technology been around? You know, we've heard about it for the last decade or so, but I wondered, where did it really start? And so that took me back, surprisingly, actually to the 1950s, when mainframe computers became popular. Back then, mainframes were these huge machines that took up entire rooms. But cloud technology started back then when multiple individual computers were tied to a mainframe through wired connections. So again, in its simplest terms, that's when cloud technology really started. And then it developed from there. In the 1960s, an MIT professor actually had a vision for a galactic network. And his vision entailed everyone in the world basically connected with one another from anywhere around the globe, and being able to access programs and access data. And so again, that was back in the mid-1960s. And then when we keep going through the 1970s, that's when the concept of virtual machines actually surfaced. That continued through the 70s and 80s. And then of course we come to the 90s, which is when the internet, or the World Wide Web, became widely available to the public. And this is also when virtual private networks were developed, was in the mid-90s as well. So again, going back to the 50s, 40 years of development, really getting up to speed in the 1990s. And actually, the first company, Salesforce.com, in 1999, they were the first ones to make enterprise applications available via a website. So in other words, hosted in the cloud. So 1999. And then of course, through the 2000s, as the turn of the century came, cloud technologies continued to develop. And they say it was in 2008 or so where the cloud really made it to what we know it is today. Amazon really played a key role in that with their cloud-hosted services. Those came online back in 2008. So yeah, cloud technology has really developed over a number of years. When we look at cloud technology today, we see that it's really an integral part of an organization's overall technology blueprint. In general, organizations today host fewer physical servers, fewer mainframe type systems in their server rooms, and more of them are more cloud-hosted servers. When I was doing my research for our information systems analysis paper for this class, I interviewed the IT director here at Northwest Nazarene University, and he told me that NNU actually runs only 4 physical blades, 4 physical servers in the IT room, but they have 144 virtual servers that are hosted in the cloud. And I thought that was pretty interesting. But I think that that's a good demonstration of the trend of servers and of cloud technology for organizations. And again, the cloud, one of the neat things about the cloud is it really gives smaller organizations, even startup companies, some of the same advantages that a corporation has as far as accessing information via the cloud. So the cloud has served somewhat to level the playing field for small organizations and large organizations. One of the other things I looked at in my research was the benefits of cloud technology. And I came across several of them, but the main ones I'll point out here. Number one is that cloud technology enhances organizational productivity. with the ability to share files, share documents, being able to edit on the fly, create documents, immediately share them with colleagues. On programs like Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive, that those cloud-hosted file sharing programs have really enhanced productivity. So no longer do employees have to wait till they go back to the office to start writing reports. They can actually do it on the road from anywhere if it's a cloud-based document. Another benefit of the cloud is it facilitates collaboration within organizations. There's a number of video conferencing platforms that are available now, some of them very inexpensive, many of them even free, where organizations can connect employees from all over the world together online through the cloud. And so this is a real neat benefit, particularly for global organizations and in the organizations that have locations across a wide geographical area. And that's particularly important in our 21st century global business environment, where we do see a lot of organizations that are very geographically dispersed. So collaboration. And then third, the cloud allows organizations to mine data more effectively. So again, a lot of organizations are moving toward having ERPs hosted in the cloud. At the same time, they can pull down reports and information in real time from the cloud. And so this has really helped managers be able to access information more quickly and make more effective decisions because of that. So these were just some of the benefits of the cloud. The other thing I came across in my research was there's quite a few misconceptions regarding the cloud and cloud technology. And so I thought I'd highlight a few of those here in my research. The first one is that one of the common misconceptions is that cloud computing is only for certain types of organizations. That really it's not flexible, that it's a one-size-fits-all type of issue, and it's really not. Really, the research shows that the cloud does offer many flexible options for organizations. So again, whether they're small, big, no matter what industry they're in, there are a lot of cloud technology options out there for organizations. Another misconception is that the main reason for going to the cloud is to save money. It's for costs, cut the budget. And while that is often a consideration, because cloud technology often is less expensive than hosting your own physical servers on site, it's not the primary driver that most organizations have used to make the jump to cloud technology. Evans points out that it's really because of the flexibility that the cloud offers organizations is why they're making the move. And of course, not having to deal with a lot of the maintenance and security issues of on-site physical servers. So again, many misconceptions that the research addresses. Security concerns was another thing. It appeared through the research that one of the reasons organizations are not going more toward cloud-based services is because they're concerned about security and about risk. And of course, as with any technology, whether it's on-site, physical servers, or whether it's cloud-based, there's going to be risk. There's going to be constant threats of cyber attack, threats of unauthorized access. So really, it's not a whole lot greater in either scenario. And actually, there are several case studies in the literature that talk about some pretty epic failures in cloud technology. And for example, in 2011, Dropbox had a 4-hour security breach where anyone could log in without a password. And so, of course, this compromised hundreds of thousands of users, their personal documents that are stored in Dropbox. That was one example that came up. And another one was in 2014 when Cloudflare decided to reboot all of their servers at the same time, which caused them to crash. This led to an outage of their system, which affected 785,000 customer websites that were unavailable for a period of time. So again, there's no shortage of case studies where there's been some failures when it comes to cloud technology. Another interesting security concern that I came across, again, I came across this when I was doing my information systems analysis paper for this class was in interviewing the IT director here at NNU. He indicated that NNU, which is a small private university in rural Nampa, Idaho, we receive anywhere from 100 to 300 cyber attacks every second. And they come from all over the world. He said they come from China and Romania and Russia. So I thought that was really interesting. If NNU gets that many cyber attacks per second, I can't imagine what a large corporation like GE or Citibank would receive. It would just be ridiculous, and that's why security is so important. Additional security concerns, really, when you dig into the research, while I brought up those case studies of some failures, really there's solid research out there that shows that that argues that cloud computing, cloud technology is actually more secure than having your own physical servers. And here's a couple of examples. Evans, he basically argues that organizations don't do a real good job of keeping up with security. They don't technically have real strong security experts working in IT all the time, that their equipment isn't as up to date and maintained as often as it should be. And he argues that these cloud companies that are in the business of hosting servers tend to do a really good job of it, and they do have expertise in security and things like that. So, and another, McKendrick reports that the former chief information officer for the United States government even made a statement that she believed that cloud technology is actually more secure because those companies have the resources to pour into the security part of things. So again, security concerns definitely are there. At the same time, shouldn't be a deterrent for organizations moving to the cloud if it helps them achieve more flexibility. Looking ahead, I wanted to look at the future of cloud technology, looking at the McKinsey report, McKinsey and Company report in particular. Definitely increased demand is forecasted with cloud technologies through 2025. In addition to that, population of users, which is currently about 2.5 million according to McKinsey and Company, that's expected to almost double in the next 10 years. So by 2025, they're anticipating nearly 5 billion users of cloud technology. So again, pretty significant. And again, with that trend, we're going to see more and more organizations migrating their management information systems away from physical servers and seeing them host them mostly on cloud-based technologies as well. So in conclusion, just to wrap up, cloud technology, it's been around since the 50s, and it's continued to develop into what we know it as today. It's a dynamic tool, it's adaptable, it's flexible, and organizations can really seek some advantages by moving some of their assets to the cloud. And again, while security concerns exist, they shouldn't be enough to deter organizations it shouldn't cause them to avoid the cloud. And again, as time goes on, the security will improve as well. And again, we forecast increased demand on cloud technologies and really just see that as the trend of the future. So with that, I've also included my references for this presentation at the end of my PowerPoint. These aren't all the references that I used in my research paper, but they are the ones that I pulled out, extracted for this presentation. So feel free to take a look at those and ask any questions if you have any about my presentation. I look forward to answering those in the discussion forum. Thanks, and I hope you have a good day.